Okay, so just hear me out. Put your mind back to a little while ago, around the 26th or the 27th of June. Jum Jum is sitting in his cave looking for a game to review, and he sees this pigeon game that looks kinda silly and fun, so he thinks, okay, I'll review that. Then, just before it's about to come out on the 27th of June, it gets pushed back to the 8th of July. So Jum Jum turned his attention to this Gravity Cat game, about a cat who can flip gravity. It looked cute. And right as that game was supposed to come out on the 28th, at the last minute it gets pushed back to the 13th of July. So Jum Jum went to the PlayStation store, saw this game called Pharaoh Nick, thought what the fuck ever at this point, bought it, played it for quite a long time, and then it crashed, and his save file got corrupted, and then he fucking hanged himself. The end.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me! Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me!
Okay, so I didn't actually hang myself. But I was just like, fuck it. Fuck it all. I'll go back to doing what I used to do on this channel, that is reviewing whatever the hell I want and not caring about the views or the likes or the comments. Except I do, though. I care very much about all of those things. Please love me. Okay, so thank you for sticking with me through that super long intro. Now we can talk about the game. Lone Survivor is a 2D spooky skeleton game by Jasper Byrne, released in 2012 and re-released on PS4 in 2014. You play as this nameless gentleman who has been held up in his apartment due to all the smelly monsters outside. He also apparently has some kind of amnesia, as there's a lot of people that know him that he doesn't know. On the surface, this is a game about trying to get past all these monsters and escape the building, but as you play more and more, you realise there's a lot more to it than that. There are a couple of other weird, ominous characters in this game, which is kind of ironic considering the game is called Lone Survivor, but anyway. There's this guy, the director, who gives you stuff and helps you out sometimes. There's this guy called Hank who gives you ammo sometimes, and this old guy who I think is an old version of the main character. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, I think the old guy is an old version of the main character. I don't want to spoil anything else for the story, because it's the kind of story that's best experienced for yourself, and I do genuinely think you should play this game if you're into horror games. Or even if you're not. It's a good game. The gameplay is kind of a mix of survival, stealth, shooting, adventure game style puzzles, and dancing! Here we go. Here it is. Get it! Get it, baby! Come! Do it! There are these weird monsters everywhere blocking your path, and there are different ways you can get past them. You can hide in the dark crevices and sneak past, put down a flare so they freak out and then just run past, or straight up just bust a cap in they ass, Grove Street style. The shooting is very slow and sluggish, but it's supposed to be, it's a horror game. If you were some badass combat-savvy space marine with access to rocket launchers that shoot out magic, that wouldn't be very scary, would it? No, instead you have a rusty little pistol with limited ammo, and that's it, no other way of fighting. In my opinion, all of these gameplay mechanics are designed to make the player feel helpless, like you're barely in control. There are times when the main character will just lose his mind and start to freak out and hallucinate. He'll get teleported to different places and meet even more weird characters and then teleport back into the real world, sometimes in the same place as he was before and sometimes in a different place. And the more this happens, the more it becomes apparent that there is definitely something wrong with our character. And as the walls that separate the real world and the hallucinations start to crumble, you slowly start to question exactly what is real and what is just a figment of your character's clearly deluded imagination. It's fucking awesome! Okay, enough with the pretentious shit. All I'm really trying to say with all of this is that Lone Survivor is a very deep and very scary game. In fact, I don't know if I've made it clear enough just how frightening this game is. At the beginning of the game, a window pops up recommending that you play the game alone in the dark with headphones on for maximum immersion. Do not do this if you want to live past the age of 30, okay? I did it. The first time I played this game, I was alone in the dark with headphones on, and maybe I'm just a pussy, but this game really scared me. I still get Vietnam-style flashbacks of that giant monster tearing through the elevator door and chasing me. Please, please don't do this. Don't do this, I'm begging you, don't do this! Don't do this, Dan! I'd like to dedicate this part of the video to all the Dans out there. Dan Aykroyd, Dan Castellaneta, Dan Avidan, Dan Bull, Dan from Nerd Cubed, And everyone else out there called Dan. Keep being Dans. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, time to wrap this up. Lone Survivor is a very good horror game. It's pretty short, I think I finished it in about 4.5 hours, but it's a genuinely scary game with a deep and interesting story. And I'm not even particularly into horror games, but I still really liked this one. Lone Survivor gets a jump scare out of 10. You're probably expecting me to jump scare you now. Don't worry, I promise I won't. See? Told you.